Yemo obi bia akwa about the Smart Ghana update so we a news update for frokra na de ba beso mo. Abusua Agyapadeɛ Book yi na Hopeson adoye ese ema na nado sabio onkeka saa ne nsem na okeka no. Wose na danfo pa no baso de ba hade a ontwema no kra. Saa ena odi anu yesu so akwa Gabby Okyehene dako espese okyere se Gabby Okyehene dako se yahwehwe omo kasafa Agyapadeɛ Book no ho adwen mu dia. Ene ne ono Gabby Okyehene dako no one na busuafo achemfo ni nyina ena sese yahwehwe o madwem esanse book no omodia a onim se no omo ye ho meeting pa no wase no omo ye ho meeting wi a omo de sie boko na dako ene omumu baako ehu se edidija bi ekoso wo honom na de abufuo ba meeting na sinto omo sori ene omo gya book no wo honom ene obi koko PSU a nipa kron de ne phone etwitwa no fast in 2018 a je se wono ne nsa kan bi ekopie mu wo se na nado danko akofo ado after so we win no meeting kese e course in 2018 ema Gabby Okyehene dako ya eka asem bi abusua mebese ebekọ akoti abusua na de twato Hopeson adoye kiremu a Ghana fo yem ebehyehe wo mu esanse book no ho nyoma de edoso pa a je se o se initially no book no ne friend asase entomo sa so bia asase radio no o se BBC abusua mebese ebekọ ne akọ akoti
obi antie ne ye na president inaugurate GBC board
Ghana Broadcasting Corporation.
Yes, and a graphic communication then at times.
Who's your media? Of course, the President of the Republic, and on also can I say every single allegation in that book, a fabrication. Now, me kutuno. Or say the recent fabrication, Agyapadeɛ, falsely claims a grand scheme by my party to annex state assets. This baseless document is a clear attempt to mislead and create distrust. Now, say Agyapadeɛ no a Hopeson when you bre can kanche Ghana for pese Ghana for jide no adwumpo bi na nipa bi mu abo a chese omo pese omo ma nipa bi fa ne party NPP ho tan na afi so it created disaffection for him and then his party. Hopeson Okyehene say book na Hopeson wahenham wa eka ho asem na opese Ghana for agidie se ekuo bi wo Ghana memu ha omaye omadwen se omode mpapa mu beba omamadwen so be se omunye omo ho tam enya no kore na odwene ho a wonte ase se nipa dase ne betimi atena se na wa fabricate such lies e dia to Okyehene any I mean achem for so
Minia
ye
be say achem for no omuko school say JB dan kwa mo start omunya kwan kwa brochire ni ade nto omo ma no so ko school omo suade most of them were lawyers who di abroad na adwene be beat you one was some working papa kofa and my party MPP was Agyapade Agyapade way MPP wom Abusia ko bi Ghana Agyapade once what the party befra what the party ba be for home to save them and that one will not wash. I'm telling him he's my good friend respectfully it will not wash.
Hopeson me person can establish the way before you go into it why you juma ewo abandon them or party that as a member of the national security architecture we are now play a party in the banner a year security hon sensem a na chese enya asem ketu akra ye Ghana 4% omhu say book wa Hopeson adoye da wanimi janimi mukro enye ade bi obi ahyeda a fabricate say obese ochim Ghana fo adwene na afei o ma Ghana fo nya time bi de ma abusua ko bi Hopeson
yo book we APA 2016 prior to elections.
Okay.
Anna MPP winning elections there was a review early stages. I quite remember 2018 Obia was a member of National Communications team of MPP. There was a meeting ya boabia someone stood and raised say document say naba. Now how are we going to handle it?
If you find buy, document if you find buy.
Oh, one day made them nyabutre.
Okay, me too.
Communication director say document abani. Wanya bi awakan. Na emu Gabby was at the meeting or Robeshe, I don't know. Mufantunche na say. Look, Enra, I had a conversation with someone. And this document, only one copy was printed by the architecture of this I can't say document. The architect of this document. One more printed just one copy. They lock it under safe. When I heard the story, I said, wow. Now, I may say, now, at the early stages, I not the GW because war, baby. Now, one particular meeting, they forgot to lock the book. The party picking ya, which book ya, my printing ya. Which I won't say, I said, yeah, you tum kakra.
Yeah.
Ni party fire or photocopy ye, sharp. A two said, not tona no grano, yasa. What photocopy ya, what could roof you? And was find the phone, and was scanning here, and put into soft copy. And my man for and ye picking kind. So because a sabook we a fisher and any panel, sabe. Maybe I no one can ye. So what can ya no analyze it? Minya a break a room. What ye?
Oh, your brepa.
Yen that time and then make kind the forward no in full. First, they had me to tomb. At the forward no. President Kase or ye specific say NDC for natural book. Hey, NDC for natural book. And a book no yajuma. Hey, who? Akwaya say, Obiaka say, Tremoniatural Bible ama Christopher say, for the normal finance. Sorry. Na Christopher de Sa Pepe and no person watch the end. So, now, young call the forward, first paragraph. Was it to our future, made up of the present and the unborn, for whom this will of a nation is being prepared? To our foremost king, Oforipenny, the progenies spread across the world, for whom and to whom alone this sacred document is prepared. Near what patch in an say, ye share ye daching. Eye ene. Any ye money and nan and counsel more ye womu and ye or man yin na Agyapade ediama womu. Now ye hinia chese no odikan ye friend no Oforipenny wono and omo ye sadie we nyina so edi ahye na numonyam muntie de yo wado no omo ye de ahye na numonyam ye ko was it as the head of Nana Apianim Kwamframa, Nana Kuntunkrunkun, and Oforipenny, our people were never defeated in the wars of old. We were nobody's subject, and yet, after 1957, we were made to live in the shadows of the descendants of people who never defeated us in the war, whilst the Ashanti Kingdom was uplifted to put us in the shade. We are certainly now with ye. Me catch re in say NPP adina na ekoso a ye more of trouble than politics. No montias here. Ye blindfoldu omo. Just to mislead them. And no maso sidin so. Because omo ni muhuma, omo ko school, omo yusu adwene no nyansa no e de biti won. Won wasema wo kan ha sei. Wo se sa omo mpanimfo anyina. E ye nkrofo a yan defeat omo chese omo anko akon ame amro omo anase yan ni omo so nkuni mu da. Enso so after 1957 ye kan say fa hudie baaye no afede omo pia achemfo no ekokoshe sumase ana omo ma asantefo so wati ntiopa eti me say asem ya ye kan wo ye NPP ni mefo anu metum except say wo ya chimni asem we kafa wo ho na so ya senti dia mefo anu metum Because who defend this idea way will nana no man will never forgive you. Yeah, Papa come. What who said you magic Ghana Agyapadeɛ? I want to say this for natural and the year duma. Yeah, implement it. Jesus Christ. Echedidi. Yama asante eso. Adi aka achemfo ahye. Eti say there. Wamanya pan no. Muntie na edidi so. Wase with arrival of Nanado, we see the rebirth of second JB Dankwa, who has come to rescue. So what you say? Akufo do abedi akoja itie. Second JB Dankwa na ba no. Eti oba beje wo mu. Every sumu an omu shemu. What ti hodum say ya wo metu mu nti wo defende. You don't know. You don't know. Hwe was it fully cognizant that we were currently part of modern Ghana, modern nation of Ghana, the name of which was originally proposed by the illustrious son of Polypenifie of Ochimai, JB Dankwa, and aware that it is currently made up of other diverse people. We have to assert our old selves and ensure that we no longer continue to live in the shadow of other kings and peoples whose forebear we defeated in war. So what I say? Say no. Omo ba be make sure say ene Ghana ya ye wo mu ende. Eye wo mu ankasa wo mu ba wo mu papa wo mu nana a ye Fred JB Dankwa e the proposal din no. And o proposal din no so no aba no ama ya kwa lift nkrofufufuro bi. Ya lifting nkrofufufuro bi. San nkrofufufuro de he asantefo. So we dey no. Eti these are some of the things. The next was in spite of our tremendous contribution to this Ghana entity, Ochimai has not been credited with the appropriate health and grandeur that we rightly deserve in recent times. Eti ebi fi say JB Dankwa de share ekonase. Woye Ochini and up to now yentimi ma o musu ye. Eti said na kufu ado abade a and yesi etimi ma o musu. Mo ho tempodo. And where you forward, you know, the area about the bansam no so, Muyam Beshebo, ene. She Wuko, Yadu, Yakade saying. Paragraph 5 was it currently with Nanado in total control of the whole entity of Ghana? We have a duty to ensure that we take over the commanding height of essential fabrics of the country, in order that even in the event that Nana leaves the scene after the mandatory 8 years, the sons and daughters of Ochimai will be firmly secured and such control, both financially and economically, that we can no longer be ignored in the battle to control the destiny of Ghana. Say Nana Kufado abai awabedi oma yisui. Eye omo asede se omo make sure say Ghana sikasem Ghana Agyapadeɛ wo mu betimanya ni nyina aba Ochimai ama omomma ene omuna na nkanso amo a take you over. Said ye be ya wo mo ka se Ghana mpunu na epunu aduriye wose ani for the joy. Hey, ani for ya nyomo the nation's prophet. What ye call beti? Was it to achieve this? We need to appropriate the fundamental economic and financial levers which would guarantee such control in years to come. Very simple. In doing this, we need to be strategic. Munti haseo, as I before mumia wasum na munti. Mumia wasum. That is paragraph saying 7 or so. Paragraph 7. In doing this, we need to be strategic. We will have to work with other people from some of the diverse ethnic groups, including some carefully selected people in Ashanti and other diverse ethnicities or land. This will make them believe that they also have a hand in the pie. It will obscure any suspicion that the project is essentially an Oforipeni project. This point is crucial because with electoral politics, we have to have our eyes on the numbers in the electoral process. We cannot be blatant until we are completely secured in the endeavor. It is especially so because so far the Ashantis constitute the single most populous ethnic groups in the country. Where was this for Nigeria? Wait. And this is for the Cocoa way. Share what must say a Jumana or Modiano. I saw me strategic because as I saw Munya and Kofi from Ada Ayi. Now Ashanti no womu ye G in Kofi carefully selected. Yen selecting Kofi meka ho. Said ye beya or Munya suspicious. No muba who say, oh, I didn't cry no, a yegina idea. Na se omoya ne saa enu ene betima bo omo na omoya saa nso so no omo mu omo ani ngu election ba be ye number dodo dipa dodo e ba beto aba no na wo hwe the whole Ghana asantifo ena eye tribe ba ko a omo doso pa e ba bato omo a eti enyusu omo ne enfa achieve ayo gwangwa se ye ba be ko NPP beko primaries na santifo mpedimfo ni bi omo NPP mu asori agina na omo kotie omo ankasa omo nkrofo Kobre Japan from Ashanti region, Adenimu from Ashanti region, Boachajako from Ashanti region, Alan Chamante from Ashanti region, Afria Koto from Ashanti region, Kojopo Kunsafwa from Ashanti region. 6. That's anti-form penning for more party move from Ashanti region. No more quoting as uncle for way now. Now, would you? Ya drew paragraph 9. Will be a mere national was it although the Ashanti group within the current NPP is gearing itself to take over the party after Nana Akufo-Addo's tenure in 2024. It would be ideal if we could work to bypass them in 2024. Jesus Christ. With hard work, we could work to pass the mantle over to a non-account person. Hey! Preferably from the north, under whose presidency we could secure the maturity of our takeover project. We say, and this is one of the way. Sajewi, Abamwana say mamu. Abamwana say mamu. Look, we say, Asantifua ewo party no mu. Womo bo omo hu say, womo ada womo be take over. Womo be gi party no. E brada na Akufo-Addo e de na juma ebe wie 2024. Nanso so no womo ngire womo hu say womo be gi adwuma amana twa Asantifo no ho 2024. Womo nya say womo de tumi no ebe hye obi a wonya kani ensem. Na mom se be ye de a womo mpo obi ofiri srem na womo fama no. Na sa nipa na ofiri srem no ebe be ye president a eno ana sa womo take over project Agyapade omo jama omo ne omo asefo no ebetimi abawieye. Hey, and me no ka say NPP flag bearer of river.
Officer.
So officer.
Yeah.
Just say we hey abomana say mamu.
And surprisingly, say book way by before the primaries, right? Mm-hmm. The presidential primaries.
Mm-hmm. Me say 2008 communication meeting you release at the Eje plan, eje nchesheye, cost one by one. Cost one by one.
You mean 2008?
What's saying?
Was it
2018?
2018.
Yeah, 2018. Na bushia sa bushia omo ka omo ho asem wa he. Hwe omo symbol ene da ayinusu no. Enye me na bitwero book we. Enti book we aba na mo symbol da so na se ye ka bia. Wo ma me ka se eyi na obi kwaka obi obeje adi no esese ekwohwe ne tim abusua na esabudi ka kwahwe mutim first sabu beti magiga da Agyapade nyina ade abombo se monkwa na mofa na we here ka we ya bosi dey. This is a public document. We are going to digest it. We are going to explain it. We are going to analyze it for people to understand. Abusua ba kuntimi fa Ghana Agyapade nyina abusua ba kuntimi nyasa. Mede sa paragraph we AC na mawie economy no. We say to be specific, we need to strengthen our effort to control the mineral resources. Obianti heyo. To be specific, we need to strengthen our effort to control the mineral resources as well as the electricity and water institutions. Hey. The success of this project depends on the way in which we, the mafias, for the time being control the judiciary and the press. Why would you appoint judges to Supreme Court to be brain?
Well, okay.
I told you one.
No, well, I will have time and interrogate.
Me say, why would you appoint Supreme Court judges be brain? Everybody is complaining. Civil society will be complaining. Why the part in the Supreme Court? And the media. Almost succeeded. And I'll tell you why they've succeeded. Now, the forward, Anamaka 17. She Yanko a Yidangasaso. The Yanshe a dear, and na a Shishahodum. 87.9 Kumasi. Yako. I'm here, good.
Oh, time.
Meshe the salient point near SSA. Mede babon timbiano na mede enuaba. Waya introduction, waka eho introduction no memoso. Wana phase 1 overview. Sa document you mo prepare no. Phase 1 ade na SSA esie. Mu obiantie. Was it the first phase of the economic and financial sector control was to be implemented in Nane's first term of office. As we get closer to the end of the first term, we have set the ball rolling regarding the objectives set out in our first document. What it? We they say way 2018. Book kunususu PA close to 2016 elections. And to once work the first document, the review any. And to Obama, the first term. And now we say, we must set a ball rolling. Regarding the objectives set out in our first document, PDB catcher me say first document by do ne dini ye asase. Asase radio buy no. And I'm say, hey, ebe confirm. I know we change dini ye na Agyapade.
Ahaya kuma 87.9 FM. Mabato jumedi na wutie ne ne Hopeson adoye. Na some media unravel Agyapadeɛ Book. Ochese about 2018 Hopeson to us.
Now, was it there have been difficulties largely due to some pitfalls on our part. For example, the control of electricity sector. The control of electricity sector could have been handled better had it not been for the greed of some of the non-Achim elites we had included as cover. Electricity or more than my PDS,
yes, PDS.
The electricity at the PDS. Yes, say the ma and grand cross on your day 100.
Yeah.
One book no. Was some cock of far, Profoca crabby, our money Achim for. Ebe can said the bear, ebe cover the face. But some profonum don't become no be greedy and a true pie.
Oh.
The electricity over fire as on
per the book and the work in there.
And fire.
So say oh, okay. Because look at it.
PDS you more grown has 6 months. Anna minister Amawu echo expose you say you can say one more guarantee no the buy be fake.
Fake yeah.
And you come Eti se enya mawuna wo ba ye ebebe expose ya.
It on the non-conformist.
What saying?
Amawuna the non-conformist.
Dabi wonu na ye minister.
I understand, but unso okase had not been okay.
Dabi me say ade no.
Okay.
One na ye minister. One the sign agreement no.
Yeah.
Eti se wa hwe di ya dachi obekọ court.
Okay.
Edi ti wo hu ye na obe expose ye. But omu group omu techire. Ana omu say omu kokọ fan krofo na omu nyachim for beka ho. But omu no omu ye greedy.
Okay.
Eno na ma ade no to kokọ pae.
I see.
Abam. Eti ndisi fo atwro. Ana mo implement it. Eish. Hey, Mr. Ghana for Agyapade a yenkola esiso mubenya. Ma yentrase e mabushan ba pomfa. Book wey. Say ya me Bible. Me da me kan, me sorry American. Ne mo se mo hu. E mo se mo hu. Hey. Hwe. Se ene ya na ye kan say. President Koko eyeyi me pese muhu se nyoma ni bi wo hono mu a enne na wo kokko gina ho ka se NDC for na atworo no tie the takeover of GBC and the acquisition of significant equity holdings in the GATT assisted banks represent our strategy for direct play in the commercial banking space. Oh, me kan CBG, sorry. Meko can say GBC there no everywhere under media control. Okay. I will go there. Yeah. Now, upa a year walking about banking. Banking. Kwanya ombefa so a omo be take you over the banking. That one is the phase 2 of the implementation of the document. One more kasa about banking and then insurance. Now, in the book, almost 30 say SIC a government insurance company na SIC na insure all government properties everything. Yempiano in Sinchain. Near Konkofa enterprise insurance. Eye kenu for yatadie and famra. Abamana semem.
Well, we cannot. Yes.
But I'm telling you, sir, every government insurance be one fan enterprise insurance. Wow.
I don't need anyone dance here. You need one dance here. Pay the okay. No make us say. You need who be in one dance here. Yeah.
Or more. Yeah, public sector no muti no. Or more dance here. Or money.
Yeah. Tell me because yeah, need one dance here.
I say we need one dance here. But the publications pop about every day. Budget statement. I say we need one dance here. For Monkasa to the issue.
No, you see, but as a matter of fact, that one we cannot say.
Budget statement, I won't kind. Budget statement, I won't kind. You can say enterprise insurance and insure everything. I won't kind. So, I don't know, under banking, or more categorizing into 3. 1, a mother, term of the amano. Number 2, a biological children. Then number 3, adopted children. Now, under modern or more referred to Bank of Ghana. Was it control of the mother is essentially control of the mother is essential to control the industry. So far, the head of the mother and his first deputy are strongly aligned to our cause. Just a governor of Bank of Ghana and then the first deputy. That's Obinim. So now they are from our compound, and we perceive no threat from these two. Omo free compound eje. Omo free busuanu ma. Omo from masase no so. Sa governor and the deputy, the first deputy no. According to the book no. Omo from masase no so. Eti ehu ba kokra enim. Ghana. Mwami anji Ghana nsi hwa yema. Ye nji chede da ho mu di mba omu be kenkan sa di we pa hwe omu be hwe no. Hwe omu be hwe no. Eti wo ye buhwe wote asantimamu wa buhwea eti ho. Wote ho ba be defend obi a wo te sa Ghana Agyapade e di ama na buhwea. Hey. na eti wakasa di way. The second deputy appeases the gender advocate and is also not a source of discomfort. Just I don't know, on from compound ho, but ojina musa ne be ya gender issue. When you said the second deputy no oyoba.
Oyoba yeah.
Eti no, wono no, just onye bibia e ha o madwene.
87.9 Kumasi.
Waka baby, was it in that situation? The first deputy, sorry, I said my batra baby. Was it in vain? In this vein, there is no need for changes in those places. It is, however, noted that the head is likely to reach retirement age before the end of phase 2. Eti answer na phase 2 no beso no. Let's say head na eye governor na wako retirement. No retirement in that situation, the first deputy would have to be supported to take over. Replacement of first deputy in such circumstances would not be by promoting the second deputy into the role of the first. Rather, a strong Bawumia loyalist should be appointed to the role to further strengthen the Bawumia political cause. Wahu baby a omude ababehye ho kete wahu ne ate no. Now this is in line with protecting the legacy of Nana, could enable us to sidestep and further alienate the Kufuor fashion. Ahana semono wo wahu ne ate Kofi market wo man for Munsanga wo mo ya we nyina ne de Kufuor fashion afrim.
So what happens to Dr. Matipuku Prempe?
What they find to ho ba mi wie book no mu meba ho. What do you do betwem a man for enya we no. So on yete no yen twan fi ho no. That is the mother. Now biological children, was it that these are banks in which we should have controlling interest? The collapse of local banks with ties to the opposition, NDC, and other rival political factions during the cleanup operations undertaken by the mother, which is Bank of Ghana, was a resounding success. What would be a say resounding success? Mwada Muya Juma, our GN Bank, Mwada Muya Juma war, Amwatin Bank, nobody say, UT Bank, Mwada Muya Juma war. UD Bank, and in the Kakika Hunginano. What? Ya Pamu Mutifi will be said a resounding success. It facilitated the flow of substantial financial resources into our war fund through backflow. Into our war fund through backflow of some of the advertised cleanup cost. Media. Sika. Omude sa omudi krosu bank no sa ukai 21 billion,
yeah.
So how no mojo a ayaza sikane bebre ya say World Bank backflow ya dia kogu ho ti asem bi omukan NDC for adasa yi no alanche manti be we ni this elections na money so atem hwan. Was it the NDC has been poor, incoherently and consistently demanding detailed accountability and audit of the fund spent? Sikano muso mudi akogu banks no 21 billion no. Omo state send this for ya kwadro omo da omo tonko omo ntimi anje ye can send details of it. As I say audit omo ntimi audit no omo say eye no kre no omo da. I don't know much on. Is it not true? And this is woman I. Yanko adopted children. Adopted children. Was it these are the top banks in the local scene with largely foreign ownership that we will not be able to take controlling equity stake? However, we still need to wield substantial influence in their operations through leverage over key management personnel and some board members. The aim here is not necessarily necessarily direct financial contributions from these banks, but rather to assure funding for private businesses aligned to our cause. Money laundering, what you do before? What good natural? And yes, some person munya control. Me, I buy never appointing MD because bank in your idea. That's why I adopted, you know. As you saw, munya influential people on their boss and you can't say personnel. If you're more, yeah, you can't go because could do it. We say, ye absa, Babakwa, as I said, or you use diplomatic means. No, but me influence appointment, you know, from South Africa. Na yemfa wo munkofobi enkonkoshe hodom to ndi o twasika no mufri ayi na eba na egumu sa na ye twenko and is adopted children no banks no ebi ye Absa Ecobank this is Stanbic ade na ekakeka ho ya tro ni nyina e wo book yi mu wo se den e fiction ha ba min kan Ecobank wo de no na entimi nya ni yie pa na manfo enya ni yie Ecobank tie ni omuka because so one who mutaya or modi rasa banks no say enye so mu person mu control na mom as say management board any ade no wo mutimi nya influential people ho enti say sika bi ba wo modi be ye o private year e fa ho no mu a na boko ni atwea fa mu ni ade ko book no na eka mebo ni pa bi a ya bo ni din wo say oye co-writer mebo di din atro bia Ukotu under Ecobank. We have two routes of entry into these institutions. First is through SNET, which has a seat on the board of Ecobank Ghana by virtue of its shareholding. This seat is occupied by Director General of SNET. In phase 2 of our agenda, in phase 2 of our agenda, Kofi Bosompem Osafo Mafo, who is a Deputy Director General of Senate, should be made the Director General to give him the seat on the Ecobank Ghana board. And then Minu say, find the Director General Senate.
Osafo Mafo ban.
Kofi Bosompem Osafo Mafo. Adyeway 2018. And you are telling me say a fiction. You are telling me say and this is for natural. Ish. Then this is for Munshasian prophesy. Anya dina ba mu edem defe eti di asem no mbese omuga ready she insurance na me ka asem bi na wo se wo de woni evidence beti insurance no omo group ni ti se ne omo group banks no pepepe your mother your biological children and then adopted children. Madam, was it the current team at the helm of National Insurance Commission, especially the Insurance Commissioner, is well aligned and so far has worked effectively in furtherance to our objectives. So what? The Commissioner of the National Insurance Commission was it what just say omudoba. Ejuma wodie nyina no eye ne papa komape ano. This has underscored a clear understanding of loyalty to Nanado and our broader political objectives. You Commissioner for National Insurance Commission dey mami. Yes, said here, say what you loyal to Akufo-Addo no. Ana wo political objectives say wo mu dey control Ghana no. Was say papa no ye aligned to it. Wakika kikan we nyina e wo ho. Ukọ biological children a tie ni oka ho. Say National Insurance Commission in the under Ghana more than akwa as a Bank of Ghana no. Eti ye ba biological children. The enterprise group is the dominant leader of the insurance industry, and its position has been strongly enhanced since the coming into power of NPP government in 2017. There is really no need to aggressively pursue direct acquisition of additional insurance companies. Somebody. The phase 2 of strategies for continuous control, including the following: 1. Continue to push major government insurance deal to enterprise insurance. Me say enterprise. There's only say can for that.
Yeah.
Only the word answer say any there. We should continue to push all government deals into enterprise insurance. 2. Sponsor elections of candidates to executive positions of key labor unions such as NAT, NAGRAT, UTAG, TUTAG, GMA, etc., so they can influence the appointment of enterprise trustees and enterprise investment limited as trustees or fund managers of tier 2 and 3 pensions fund of those labor unions. Look, adwumayefo akatwa yetete, senator yetete, eni ade no. Aban say wa chichemu eti aban ebehwe efa na tier 2 tier 3 yemfama private insurance for na omo enrane ema workers eti edruso a sa group we omo betam sika kese edi ama omo pe ebia nat ye kan say chairman nagrat ye kan say chairman GMA edi de kai ka ho no ye tam sika ma omo ne make sure so omo awene omo weni a ye ka say ye tier 2 tier 3 say ne ya no omo de akire omo ntimi nkasa eni eda black and white. Black and white. It is obi beka say, hey, ade we there, a fictional. Na me ntia adopted children, you walk on. Was it there is no active strategy for influence of the other insurance company beyond appointment of the board and senior management of SIC group? The SIC there, we should need proper strategy bia no mbeti ma ya ne say board no ne senior management no because ho no o ma ye ho no redundant bibia nkoso ho bibia ko enterprise insurance anti ho o mo kwa ko waste time aye den ho no so won ete no eti senior management board ayi no and o mo fan toto ho keke no mo nyi o mo ni no mo mpe o mo ba bi ntra. And people are saying again say adiwe aye fiction. Adia and someone be nyina happen one after the other, and people are still saying say a fiction. Hey, one who from fire channel say oh maybe I'm here what be that? Oh that be me we be brother me first time I achi me e bia na ekoso no me say someone called me that was say that the way me gidi a make ho asem me say me gidi pa me reason me say bibia wo mu bia ba one by one ya na manfo na edit ya na me say me copy we me print ya che obi anya ye no edit ade no kwaso 87.9 no na di pa no ba be ka kire me say the original document was called asase no mo fi say ya jimi wo hu ya jimi yo me franguna mamu Agnabusia, we are part of the nation's property. Bibi bia ewo Ghana sase so eye Ghana for die bia no me so me ka ho. We are Santino ka ho. We are Dakati no ka ho. We are Nzimani no ka ho. Achemfo nso so ka ho. Na denti ne aba makwan ama busuakuo baako asesa ni nyina.